What's up, fish peeps? All right. I guess I just keep going and doing things, but I don't even show you guys. Stuff's just happening. It's not anything massive, but I figured, today I'm going to give you guys an update of what's happening, why it's happening, what's going on, and all the chaos that's happening around me. Let's take a quick peek. Some of those cool tetras. Look at that beautiful male right there with his yellow tail. Through the dirty glass even. The XLs are looking exceptional. But really is cool is somebody were asking for an update. And there's your update. The Irvini, the blue lips, breeding like crazy. Large cloud of fry. There's the boy above, female below. So obviously they're doing really well. Not the smartest plan to be breeding right by the filter intake there, but they're doing really well and keeping everybody at bay. So nice thing about that is if I can catch them, maybe I can isolate the numbers. The real trick is this rack here, I'm going to set it up here temporary. The reason being I'm going to do it temporary is where this rack is going to be going, directly behind me here, as I showed you guys right there. I have to dismantle and take care of all that, but I want to do it properly and slowly to make sure everything's perfectly set up from day one. I don't want to have to worry about, oh, I forgot to do the lights, the misting. It's all got to go all as one. Now, what's happening is this tank and this tank are going to be bunk beds. So I'm going to be building a stand to take out the isopods, and the stand is going to be tall enough to still house the bins. The bins will be the bins. I don't know if I'll keep the cockroaches in there or not, but the bins will be for all my aquascaping supplies and rocks and whatnot to be able to manage the room. But then there's going to be the two tanks, one above each other, and it works absolutely perfect. The tank, the rack I just showed you is going to be going behind here, and I want to show you guys those tanks. I've already got them here, and we're setting them up right away. And then those cube tanks and everything are going to go there. So let's go take a peek at what I got. Well, I was able to get on just an absolute screamer of a deal from my buddy at Aficionados, 3 of the large Fluval flexes. Now, the issue with the Fluval flex is they have a tempered glass front and a curved front. So they stick out a little bit from the stand a little bit. We're going to go and show you guys how to set up one of these things. They're super right out of the box. They're really simple, and they look really nice and slick once they're done. Now, although the rack was still going to fit here, and I still had water and plumbing and everything ready to go here, the problem is to do that bunk bed rack, ideally, a smart person would go and do that first. But to me, I can't move those tanks by myself. I need a few people to come and help me lift them, move them, set them all up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and get a couple of agricultural troughs. I always got those sitting around, or I'll go and borrow a couple from my buddy at the Aficionados. The big horse troughs, 180-gallon horse troughs. We'll set them up on the floor in the laundry room. We'll catch all the piranhas. We'll set them up and get the filter running on them. Do the same thing for the Congo tank. Then it's nice and easy where I don't have to worry about the live animals. We're going to go and move them all. But now that the fish are breeding in there, we got to wait a little bit. So I got to get this rack up and running because we got fish coming this week. So we're going to set it up there temporarily. But because of that curved front, I didn't want to put it there and jeopardize the risk of any one of us tapping an edge or bumping an edge trying to move those tanks around. So over here, it's nice and safe. These flex systems are really well done. They're all basically plug and play. They have the inserts are all built into them. I just got to take the product out of the bags, the filters. It's got a good sort of biomedia, easy mechanical filter. It's got some charcoal. But the water comes in on both sides of the tank. You can see this fluted slots. Another chamber on the other side because the tank's twice the size as the other one. And then it has a large pump that I just unpackaged where I thought, oh, hey, I should show you guys. Very nice little pump. It's all ready to go. I don't have to put much together at all. It's got suction cups, rubber suction cups, or silicone suction cups, so it deadens the vibration. And then it comes with all the other little parts that you're going to need to set it up. So you're just basically going to find that hose, bring it in, and then just thread it together. Now here's the canopies. As you can see, it's nice and clean. It's nice and white. I ended up getting the white ones. It's just what he had on hand. They also come in black. This little removable section comes off. It's just taped in place so you can access the filtering inserts and so forth. But it fits nice and clean. Got your little feeding door here, ready to go. Well, we got 2 of them set up, ready to go, and it's easy enough to throw up the third. There's the second one down there. They're definitely not aquascaped in the way that I want them. This one here, I put a little bit more effort into it. These are actually branches. As you guys know, I harvest a lot of stuff locally. These are actually dogwood branches, so they've got that nice red bark. Here's what it looks like. It's like a bright burgundy red. But these are harvested branches right off my property. Perfect time of year in the winter time for trimming these plants. Thin them out a little bit so they can get a lot of spring growth, but it also gives me that look that I'm looking for. Now normally I would boil a lot of the botanicals and they would sink down right away, but because I'm not in that much of a rush, I just threw a bunch of catappa leaves. I threw some different seed pods that I found in Florida. I threw some alder cones and just whatever I had kind of loose lying around. I just threw it in there. This is the tank that's going to be for a very specific type of fish, and this is a habitat that's similar to that species that it's going to require. You know, it's a bit more black water, added a bit of black water tonic as you saw. And then this tank down here, again, not really aquascape. I just stole some of the ugly pieces of anubias from the other tank just to throw some biological life in the tank to start this process. This is for another very, very special fish that's coming as well. Now you'll notice as well that I also went and put some of these things. These are actually bio balls, and I've got them floating in this tank as well. And they are actually established biomedia from my big trickle filters right over there and right over there. So I took water out of this tank and water out of this tank. This one here went for the bottom tank because it's clearer water, a little bit more dissolved mineral content for the type of fish that's going to be going in that tank. And then this one here is a bit more of a black water type habitat, softer water. And, you know, we did them about halfway, and then we also went and added some biologicals, and we filled the tank up with straight reverse osmosis water. But it just shows to show you how quick and easy one can set up a tank if you have lots of established tanks. These filters are straight out of the box, brand new, with no biological activity whatsoever, and I've done it, inoculated everything using established media from established tanks. But the most important thing that you guys want to see is the new fish. And they're all in the quarantine tank behind me right now. So let's take a quick peek. Now this tank was sitting idle, waiting on certain fish that were coming. And that's why we had to kind of rush and panic and set up those couple of quick flexes. And the third one I'm literally sitting right beside. It's ready to go as well. I just haven't set it up. But at the last auction for the dead fish order, there was a few things that popped up in the auction that I was like, nope, I need to have that fish again. And that fish in question is these little guys down here. Burgicina vittata, formerly known as Aquidens portulagrensis. And this is the yellow acara or the yellow threadfin acara. And I've spoken about this fish before. It's probably in my top 10 list of absolute favorite fish for behaviors. So I'm very excited to have this fish back in my collection. They're relatively common. They're relatively readily accessible. And I got 5 of them. And I've already put leaves in the tank because they're still small, but honestly, they're right around that size where they could start any day now. Now, the other fish in question that we've got, as you can see, a couple of males right here. This is Hyphesabricon pricon. These are males, and then these are the nondescript females here with that little black and white thing that's on the caudal peduncle. I have about 13 of those, possibly. And then the other fish in question that I just got as well are these incredible Hyphesabricon rubostriatus. They're like a gigantic glow light tetra, but instead of that kind of orangey glow, it's a bright red stripe on the males. I think they're absolutely fantastic. So these guys in a planted tank are just going to look absolutely exceptional. So everybody's here. I see this one's got a little bit of net damage there. You can see it. We're going to let them all just kind of settle in. That's about it for now, my friends. Thanks for watching. Take care.